Back in Jim Miller's garden. And during the week, I dug the sweet potatoes, the purple sweet potatoes. They were only growing around where the hill was. So all these vines here are just, as far as I know, are just vines and no potatoes. So didn't get a lot. The ones that I dug were very good sized, and they're up in the kitchen, and Nana's already had some to eat, and she said they're pretty good. So okay, it worked. Like to have done better on the amount, but that's what it is. And here's this marigold. It's still going strong. There ain't that many new buds, so it might get a little less. Oh, there's a few. Uh, the forecast is there's no freeze for the forecast. The 14 Weather Channel forecast may be kind of close, but I don't think it could freeze here in 7 days, and that's what it would be. But the forecast doesn't say so. And here's one yellow tomato left. There ain't much left. All these are all fallen down. And these volunteers rows there's quite a few up there. They're actually still growing tomatoes, and just let them go. And we're some viewers. And here is the giant Marconi peppers. And I've been using them all summer and fall in chili and stews. Nana's been eating a few with her stuff. So here's a nice red one. And here's a marigold here at the end of this upper garden. It's got nice big flowers. Okay, and where's some smallies? They're still blooming, these peppers. I'm looking for, those are big. Okay, this is kind of it's a big group of smaller ones. Now with the weather forecast, they may get nearly full-sized here in a couple weeks, so I'm getting bonus peppers. That should have, usually it freezes before this. It's okay. I'm okay with that. What's left of the beefsteak tomatoes, very few left. There's not many leaves or anything on here. There's like maybe about 8 tomatoes on the entire area. So those are about finished. And oh, that's a nice red one there, reddish. This is the caged tomato that was slow getting going in it, and it's the last one to wind down. And where's this one? Oh, here's a little tomato just sitting here on a dead vine. And I dug right over there. There was a potato that came up. It was like the second time a volunteer for the second time. I got a couple of marble-sized tomato or potatoes during the week, so every little bit helps. And here's this a volunteer tomato that was in the squash. Ooh, I'm gonna check that out. Yeah, I need to probably just grab those. Grab every volunteer tomato that was in the pumpkin and squash. And there's some nice looking ones there. And I need to just pick these last pumpkins. That's a nice looking one. It didn't make the Halloween cut. It was a nice Hey, I actually carved out a jack-o'-lantern from a pumpkin that was a whole year old, and it was pretty normal, except the flesh was a little drier than normal, and it turned out good. So that was kind of interesting to have a pumpkin last the entire year and then carve it out the following year. And here are these flat Dutch cabbage. This bigger one it's starting to form a head, and these two that were later planted because the seed didn't germinate or the plants died, and they're smaller. We'll see about them. Oh, there's my I'll kind of put this where I can pick it up later. My little garden shovel. And I actually have 4 of those, and because I was doing some transplanting, and where'd that one come from? And I got 4. I think they're metal ones, and this is a plastic ones. So they got a viewer. Well, that's awesome. Here is this volunteer tomato. It's winding down again. Oh, I didn't. It's got I quit spraying these because there wasn't any worm issues. Now there's a little bit of worm problem on that one. I don't see them. So maybe the bird got them. So there's, there's 6, and there's about 3 ripening. That's what's left of them. I need to get that pumpkin over to the chickens. It's got a big hole in it, and this one here it's turning yellow now. I need to just get the good ones inside. I need to pick these ripe beans and get those put up. Here's some more of this climbing bean, and I need to get those. And these bean plants didn't give up. There's some nice little green ones on. I'm thinking of I'm gonna make a stew, and I'll toss them in with it. There's just a handful of beans. I thought they quit, but they decided to bloom a little more, and there's a nice big one. I got a few more beans. The leaves are pretty much gone, but the beans are kind of growing. So that's kind of a bonus. Here's a big volunteer tomato. Oh, it's turning. Next picking, you're gone. And here's a volunteer potato. I think it's a red. Yeah, that's a red potato. Probably I don't know what they call them, a Detroit red or whatever. And wrong time of the year, but we got a long open fall, and it may produce a little potato or two if we have it keep warm, but it probably won't do much. And I got another viewer, and they're gone. Not much people want to watch this today. And here's this. I just wonder these cabbages will curl in and make a head on the 3-year-old cabbage. And here's a tomato on this very late volunteer plant that just probably came up in July, and it's still around. Okay, here's my jack-o'-lanterns. What's left of them? Where's the one that I was going to try to find the year-old pumpkin. it's pretty much mush. Okay, volunteer tomato row. There's there's a few. I mean, there's these real pretty green ones. It seems like late in the fall we get these real pretty dark green tomatoes. Gonna keep watching these tomatillos. Oh, that one's kind of yucky. That one's got kind of rotten. I'll probably. What's this down? There's a tomato down there. I'll put you up here. Little tomato under all that. I'll just leave those alone. They might get a little bigger, those tomatillos. And that was a volunteer plant. It came, birds came over and dropped some seed and got a tomatillo. That's a small one. And, okay, nothing there. And here's the smaller bush Goliath. Got 3 tomatoes left. And this tomato here has got a couple. This one's got one with a worm. The worms ate on it, and I haven't seen any more damage. So, and here's this plant had a lot of late tomatoes. Now it's down to probably about 2. Here's a newer one. New tomato. It'll probably grow and get fairly good size before it freezes. Oh, look at this thing. Oh, there's tomatoes down there. Well, I gotta watch you. I gotta get you off the ground. Okay, that's a couple more tomatoes came on this. This tomato is, gosh, it's probably 6, 7, 8 months old. What? Didn't see that. That needs to go in the fridge. Ugh. Yeah, I gotta cut the rod off of you. That fell off the vine. It was just hit underneath those marigolds. And I'll cut the rotten off. I'm thinking stew tomorrow. I got some pork chops that I got at the like food bank. I go there every once in a while and grab a little bit of meat to throw in stew. So I'll grab those and just put in a stew. And ain't much. Only thing here is these little grape tomato. Is the foliage all dead? Oh, that's a good little group. That's a pretty group of them. Okay, and that was volunteer also. Came from. There's. Got to remember, there's some down here on the ground to pick up. What tomato is? Well, that's this plant. This is that grape tomato plant that's still got life. And here's the marigold row that these were planted when I put in chicken manure from the neighbors in the corn row to give the corn a little bit more nitrogen, and now it's just a beautiful marigold row with these bumblebees. They're getting some pollen. Is this one awake? That one's waking up. I got him to move. So it's been a bounty of marigold blossoms. Lots of bumblebees come in, and they get their stuff and go on. Okay. And here's a avocado plant. This other one here died. Had this. There were. I planted them at the same time, used the same situation and everything, and that one died. This one here looks real good. So I got one to take in the house here, and when that frost is coming. And okay, here's my bucket tomatoes. There's only, I think we got about 5 or 6 left, and they got just a few tomatoes. There's one here that's ripening, and here's an experiment. I took some of the ends of the purple sweet potatoes and I put them in pots. They look kind of sick, but they may send out roots around the stem that's under the soil, and I'll let them grow in the winter in the house if they survive, and bring them out in the spring after frost if it works, and put them in the ground and get earlier or better and more sweet potatoes next year. And here is these other flat Dutch cabbages. This one's got a decent sized head. It can get 3 times as big if I let it. Depends on the weather here. And these other flat Dutches are starting to curl in and getting a little bit. That one not as much, but this one here has got a bit of a firm head. So, and another, let's say if it's nice for 3 weeks, it might be as big as that. So we'll see. That's it for that. And here's another potted tomato. I sorted out these potted tomatoes that didn't have, or were dead, or no tomatoes. And I tossed this one over here, and it decided to put some more tomatoes on. So there you go. Here is this bush Goliath. This is that big plant I put in the ground in April, and it's been putting out tomatoes for like 6 months. Here's the last one that's growing. It's blooming, and it might put some little ones on, but who knows when it's going to freeze. Okay. And here's these pineapples plants. And maybe next year both of these over here will flower and put on a fruit. This one here died, so that one's gone. And I wish I would have a purple petunia out to show, but it's not today. Here's another marigold with its bumblebee. That one looks like he's resting because it's still no sun right there. And okay, here is this cage tomato that did rather well. Volunteer tomatoes. It had a good number of large tomatoes on it. It's about done. And here's a couple more. I'm looking for. Don't see any small new ones there. Well, I'm getting a lot of viewers. No one's liking my stuff today. Here's the volunteer tomato. The bigger one's ripening. These tomatillos, I think I need to I need to pick those. That plant's dead. Didn't look like it froze, but it didn't. It just probably disease or something. Here's one tomato on this volunteer. Well, there's a couple down that way. Keep on rolling. Okay, there's nothing there. And here's these 3 caged tomatoes. They got like 1 tomato on them per plant. Well, there's actually like 3 or 4 up there. That's good. And this plant is, I think this plant, no, it's nearly dead. And there's a redder tomato over in there. And this one here, I think we're done. So these are about done unless we get 6 weeks. 6 weeks is Christmas. Nearly Christmas. And it's got to freeze before Christmas. So I'm gonna go look at the neighbors' animals a little bit. Maybe some people watch. Don't hide, chickens. The neighbor got these real miniature chickens, and she said she picked them up at Rural King. I'm gonna have to. Don't be scared. Oh, they're kind of shy. There's the rooster. He might be a 3-nugget chicken if we decided to nugget him. Come on. I'm good. Come on out. Crow. There you go. I'm good. You can crow. Be a man. The crow's really weird on this little rooster. I can describe it as a parakeet crowing. Okay. Let's check out these bunnies. Hey, bunnies. Are you guys making more bunnies? You probably are. They're most of them are under this box. Come on out. What you guys digging around? Is there food? There's food and there's water. They're not starving. They got the biggest feet. Look at this one dig around. Nobody's watching. Bunnies, nobody's watching. Now somebody's watching. Neighbors' bunnies. And they shut mommy in because she's probably pregnant. Well, wife or whatever. Yeah. Is there gonna be some Christmas baby bunnies? That one's chilling over there. They must have been active. Now they're kind of laid back. Go look at the chickens a little, and then I'll be done, I think. What? I should brought that pumpkin over. Work, work. I'm gonna have eggs this morning. Oh, is it time to? We got 4 dozen, 16, 18, 20. Yeah, I think there's no. I thought that was a chicken. 21 or 22. There was 25, and things happened, like hawks, and one of them died. Got one of them got died, and it. One of them got died. One of them got injured, and it died. When there's an injured chicken, the other ones like to pick on it. Let's see if there's somebody on the nest. Well, there's 2 in the nesting area, and that's 5, 7. Oh, I can't count from here. Huh, okay. She put some tarp here on the end. It's probably to keep them warmer at night. Okay, let's see. It's hard counting these. You're hard. You guys are harder to count than cows. There's 4. There's 8. There's 12, 16, 17, 18, 19. Got 1. Yeah, 21. I think that's 21. Oh, yeah, 2. Yeah, I think that's. She said there was 25. If there's 21, a hawk got 1. One got picked on or just had an injury and died. That's 2. And 2 more got the. They got a predator killed them. They were the white silkies. And I miss them. They had a lot of character. So that's 4. So I think I'm counting 21 and 4. That's, yeah, the 25 originally when they brought in, I think she brought in 15 little pullets, and they kept getting out. I was getting tired of chasing you guys. And behind this box here, the fence was loose so they can crawl out and cause trouble. All right. Go look at these little ones again. Yeah. Oh boy, this is gonna be. It's one for the archives, right, little chickens. Oh. Why don't you crow, man? Why don't you crow, little man? Are you popping eggs out, girl? There's a male and a female. I'll look inside in that house. Don't. I don't see any eggs in there. Hey, does this open from the top? No, this opens from here. Oh, that doesn't have anything. I can't look from. Yes. Oh, you're cute. I got him very perturbed. All right, I'll end here on Jim Miller's garden. And not many people join me today. That's okay. It's it'll be archived on YouTube, and I can look at it later, a year from now, and say, "Wow, those were cool chickens." Please don't get out. You'll be eat. Oh, quick. All right, thanks for watching Jim Miller's Garden. I'm gonna go have some eggs and toast. Thanks for watching Jim Miller's Garden. Maybe next week. Oh, next week we're going to Florida, so there won't be one next week. Possibly. Thanks for watching. Uh-oh, Punky's Punky's got him upset. Punky, kitty, kitty. Okay, I'm going now. I got to get Punky out of here.